So let's talk about the title fight, man, in the featherweight division. They just announced it. The Korean Zombie is going to step in against Alex Volkanovski, UFC 273. I just wanted to get your thoughts on him getting the title shot rather than someone else.
Well, I think a couple other guys are booked up. You got Cater and Giga fighting each other, and then obviously Holloway, can't fight. And then who else is up there? Who else is on the is up on the featherweights? Who's I don't
Rodriguez?
even know. Oh yeah, Yair, but Yair broke his foot with the Holloway fight, and I don't know if he's got to be still recovering from that because his foot looked like a balloon back then. I know it's been a decent amount of time, but who knows? Maybe he's not had enough time to really recover from that and get in fight shape. So yeah, I think you got to pass on Yair unless he was willing to take it. I mean, some people are willing to take fights with injuries, and I don't even know how injured he still is, but then you got Cater and Giga, they're fighting each other. And then Holloway obviously out with his injury. So I think next in line is the Korean Zombie, and he's one of those guys that brings a little bit of a nice twist to it because as much as I can remember, the Zombie's hard to take down, hard to control, and he's willing to stand in the pocket in exchange. I think Volkanovski has looked really well in his last few fights, even though I thought he lost the second fight with Holloway. But he does look clean in his striking and his ability to move and be quick in and out of the pocket. The Korean Zombie, he's just like his name. He likes to, kind of stay in the pocket and walk forward. I feel like he doesn't move as much as Volkanovski. So I think Volkanovski wins this fight just by moving enough and just not getting caught. But the Zombie has just a good a shot as anybody else.
Yeah.
When you're fighting some of these top dudes, you're just flipping a coin sometimes. So there's nothing specific about Volkanovski that I think would trouble the Zombie, but I think he gets it done.
In after his last fight, he said that he kind of changed things up a little bit. He said that the first two rounds he has a game plan, but if he starts losing, then he just switches it to the old style of him just marching forward and
Yeah.
and just brawling. And I felt like that was so interesting to hear from him because you usually think of him as just coming out to brawl, you know what I mean? So he does have a technical side to him. Do you feel like that could work against him in the Volkanovski fight?
Well, I mean, it's going to be 5 rounds, so
Mm-hmm.
you could probably implement a handful of different kind of game plans in a 5 round fight. So I think if he's trying to be a bit smart, I think that's a smart way to go because and be a little bit more calculated in his attacks instead of just coming forward. I think coming forward, the zombie attack is something that I like as well. I feel like it works really well once you're past the point of worrying about somebody's you know knockout power, one punch knockout power. Once you get somebody into the third, especially if these guys go into the fourth and fifth rounds, I think you can start to march forward and not have to worry about those big shots anymore. But in the beginning, obviously, you want to gauge yourself a little bit more because anybody can throw, can duck their head and throw a big old overhand right and knock anybody out on any given night. And so you got to be careful within the early goings. But I think the zombie, if he's trying to switch it around, I think that's a good thing for him to do. For me, I've had to look at fighting differently in the way I go about fighting, getting ready for fights, the kind of sparring that I'm doing, the training that I'm doing, all the things. I think you have to adjust to make yourself better, and if you don't adjust, I think you're just being naive about it. And I know there's been a long time where I've known that people didn't even like to watch their opponents' tape because they were worried about watching their opponents do well. And I get that, I understand that, but I've forced myself the last few times to really watch a lot of tape on my guys, and even the good things that they do. When the spinning back fist that Steven Peterson threw, that's something that's in the back of my mind. Like he might, he's one of those scrappy guys. He'll just spin out of nowhere, and I gotta be ready for that. But I'm not gonna be afraid of that. If he catches me like he caught Martin Bravo, that's just something that happens. But if I prepare for it and I watch it enough, then I'm gonna be ready for it versus just being like, nervous about watching and not preparing for it at all.
Thank you guys for watching the video to the end. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. We got a lot of things in the works, so please stay tuned.